Welcome to Parlay's Payouts and the Wagering Wolves with your hosts Robert Phillips and Bryson Granstra.
Ho, 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 everyone, and welcome to Parlays, Payouts, and the Wagering Woes. I am your host, Robert Phillips, and this is my co-host, Bryson Granstra. Bryson, would you say hi, please?
Ho, ho, ho. How you doing?
All right, welcome to a hopefully very jolly Christmas episode. Even though last week did not go the way we planned, here's hoping that we have a nice Christmas, right?
Yes, right. Yes, right. We're not on the naughty list anymore. We're on the nice list, and we're gonna get some presents.
Dude, I've been so nice this year, and I have not been rewarded.
We will see. I feel like the tides are turning. The tides are gonna be turning. We're so close.
All right, real quickly, Jalen Hurts, we hope you hurry up and get well. I had to get that out. I'm not happy with the Eagles.
Better.
I'm not happy with the Panthers. The Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield, he did all he could. Baker did all he could do.
I'll tell you what. Gotta give old Mike McCarthy some credit. Everybody, including us, thought the Cowboys were dead in the water, but they're fine.
I don't know why. They knew before the game that they were eliminated from the playoffs, and they were.
I don't know.
Just ruining our good time.
Man, congratulations.
We also had the Buffalo Bills barely hanging on.
It was tough. It's a tough week, but we're on our way. We're gonna make those bank accounts great again. We're gonna take it home this week.
All right, go ahead and we'll move on to week 17 then. So Thursday night, week 17. We have remind me who we have first again.
Well, are we gonna start out with the Christmas games?
Yeah, we
Wednesday?
probably should start off with the Christmas games because they do go before the Thursday night game. That makes sense.
That is true. That's true. So
Sorry.
we're gonna start off. We're gonna start off with the Kansas City Voodoo Priest Chiefs, who somehow miraculously always find a way to win against the Pittsburgh Steelers, coming off of a tough loss.
So, you going first or am I going first?
I'll go first on this one. I feel like no matter what, I know how this game's going to go. Pittsburgh's going to keep it close. Kansas City's going to kind of dick around a little bit. And somehow in the end, they're going to find a way to win. Kansas City's going to win an uninspiring game. We got a disagreement, huh?
I think that despite the record, the Chiefs have been very bad this year, been very naughty. Santa's not delivering them presents. It's going to be a lump of coal. I think that the Steelers are going to pull off the Christmas Day upset, much like the Raiders did last year on Christmas. Kansas City's going to lose 2 Christmases in a row to give all the Chiefs fans a very shitty Christmas. Hopefully Krampus. He does not like the Chiefs.
You really think Santa's going to come and put the coal in the Chiefs' stockings this year? Huh?
I am picking the Steelers to win.
Okay.
I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be harassed. Patrick Mahomes is going to throw a couple of interceptions.
Okay.
The Steelers are going to do just enough on offense. I'm hoping that Pickens is back because if Pickens ain't back, this is a little more scary.
Yeah. Hey, it's bold, and you know what? I love it. Let's do it.
All right.
So, you want to go to the next game, or you want me to read it off?
If you can go ahead and read it off for us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So then we're going to just swap what we had on Saturday. We're going to have the Baltimore Ravens heading into Houston to play the Houston Texans. Who you got?
The Ravens, and that Tank Dell injury that is going to hurt the team, much like it hurt his knee and the stomach of a lot of people who saw it.
Tough.
It was gruesome. Yeah, but the Ravens win. They're a much better team, I think. Anyway, so that's what I think. That's how I think the game will go. What about you?
I think this is an easy Baltimore win. Well, I shouldn't say easy. It's going to be tough. Houston's a good team. They're a playoff team, but I just feel like Baltimore's kind of rounding in right now, getting into playoff shape. So I just think Baltimore's going to be too much for them, especially with all the injuries Houston has.
Yep, agreed.
All right, so then moving on to the Thursday night game, we have the disappointing Seattle Seahawks as of late going against the disappointing all the time Chicago Bears. I think Seattle's lost 2 in a row now. They haven't looked particularly well. Well, last game they looked all right against the Vikings, but it's still a loss. 2 losses at home. they want to get back in the playoffs. I think they're out of the playoffs right now, so they desperately need this win. Chicago sucks. Give me Seattle.
Go with you. I'll go Seattle also. There is a part of me that thinks that Chicago's going to win. It might not be the biggest part of me, but I just want to put it out there that I do think it's a possibility. I think Seattle's overrated. Not even that anybody thinks they're that good, but I think that they are just.
They might be overrated, but Chicago's not good enough to beat them. If they lose to only the good teams, they're not going to lose to Chicago because Chicago sure shit ain't a good team. All right.
If that's our like where we draw the line, then we'll go with it.
All right. So next we're gonna go with the LA Chargers versus the New England Patriots. Who do you got?
Chargers. I think they will. I was gonna say they will dominate the line of scrimmage, and maybe they can a little bit. They did run the ball better last week, but I think that overall, I think the Patriots, even though that Drake May is looking like he actually could be an NFL quarterback,
yes,
the Chargers will bully the Patriots, I believe. This game should look more like the game with the Patriots at Buffalo, how we thought it was going to look.
True. You and me both are agreeing. I don't really hold division games. They're going to look a little different than normal. Don't spill on yourself, Santa. So I don't hold a lot of weight into that. So I'm going to go with the Chargers as well. I think they're going to win pretty comfortably.
All right.
Next, we have, this should be a good one. A lot of playoff implications on the line. We have the Denver Broncos versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Who you got?
Number one, I'm going to tell you right now, I got the Bengals. Not a doubt in my mind the Bengals win this. Their playoff hopes are still alive. If they make the playoffs, I am switching my vote. My vote that doesn't count. Okay, nobody actually takes my vote into account. But I'm switching my vote from Josh Allen MVP to Joe Burrow MVP if they make the playoffs.
He's definitely in the running. I still would pick Josh Allen. But yeah, Cincinnati is. They have to win out, and they have to win out, and then they have a couple more things that need to go their way for them to pull it off. But
if you look over here on the screen, that's all the stuff that they need to do still.
Yeah.
I'll put it in there later.
Yeah, there's a lot that they have to do. So I'm going to go ahead, though. I'm with you. I think Cincinnati's going to pull it off. I think it's going to be a good game, but I'm definitely going Cincinnati.
All right, Cincinnati, Joe Burrow. Cincinnati, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. For people who don't know and don't care, they're taking me to a fantasy playoff championship this week. There's that. Anyways, moving on. Bengals win.
Next game, we have the recently eliminated from the playoffs Arizona Cardinals versus the LA Rams. I think the Rams are going to win this. I think the Cardinals they're dead. The real question is, what do you do with Kyler Murray? He's been in the league 6 years now, which is crazy to think he's been in the league 6 years. They've only made the playoffs one time, and that one time they made the playoffs, it was one of the worst playoff performances I've seen from a quarterback, especially because they were really good in the regular season. So, I don't know.
He's just not that good of a quarterback, really. And he's not a leader. We know from previous years that he goes home, and instead of studying his playbook, he plays the Call of Duty. He goes, pew, 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 pew.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you're not as good at the football. I don't know if that's still an issue with him this year or not. But I think one or two things happens in this game. Either the Cardinals are out of the playoffs and they just fold over and die, or number two, they want to get revenge in the sense that somebody ruined their season and they want to ruin somebody else's season. I think it's more the part where they just kind of fall over and die and put their legs up in the air and wait for people to just do whatever they want.
Oh my. Yeah, I don't see much fight in the Cardinals. So, and I think they have some talent. They definitely have some talent. They just really have to figure out what direction they want to go with that quarterback, because you just can't keep doing the same thing, or you'll just always consistently be drafting in the top 5 like you have been in the last couple of years.
Like it's always the same teams.
Yeah, exactly. And then until eventually you finally get like the Lions, where you finally have 30 first round picks, and then you can finally,
When you become the Alabama of the NFL talent wise.
yeah. So Arizona, they need to figure out some stuff. So we'll kind of see. Next game, we have an NFC East showdown between the surging Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, coming off of a crushing loss to the Washington Commanders, eliminating their chances of that first round bye. Who do you have?
I don't have it in front of me. Is this game being played on a Saturday or a Sunday?
This game is played on a Sunday.
If damn, I've talked to you before about recency bias and not letting it affect you, but I'm on the fence. If Jalen Hurts plays, I'd probably pick the Eagles.
Yeah.
And if Jalen Hurts doesn't play, I'd probably pick the Cowboys. And we're recording this on a Monday.
Who's your quarterback?
Kenny Pickett, who did not play bad. It was not his fault that the Eagles lost. There was like 4 wide open drop passes. Saquon Barkley did one, Smith did one, and so did freaking A.J. Brown.
I just think even if Hurts doesn't play, I think the Eagles just have so much more talent that's available to them. And it's Dallas. They're going to be up for that game. It's in Philly. I think the Eagles are just too talented. They're going to.
You know what? And they might be mad and wake up call from what happened last week.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough when a good team. The worst time to play a good team is when they're coming off of a loss.
I disagree, and I think the worst time to play a good team is when they're playing good.
I mean, I don't know. Your chances of winning. I think the idea that the Eagles are going to lose 2 division games back to back, I think is. I mean,
I don't think you're right. I don't believe it's going to happen.
So we're both with Philly.
So we both say no to a Cowboys win.
Correct. Next game, we have the Manning Bowl. Once again, we have the Indianapolis Colts versus the New York Giants. The New York Giants have said we're never going to win another game this year. They proved it. They looked absolutely terrible last week. I can't even believe I even thought maybe the Giants might win. No. The Giants aren't going to win a game. Colts, it's over. It's over.
Yeah. Anthony Richardson sometimes looks fun, mainly if he has Taylor running for 200-plus yards.
He's going to look really good because he's going to be playing against the Giants.
Yeah. We saw what Michael Penix just did. Obviously, the Colts win. The Giants don't care. The players, the coaches, ownership, front office, the fans.
Nope. It's over. It's over. Season's over. Next game. Ooh, this would be a good one. Little good one right here. We have the Carolina Panthers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who you got?
Tampa Bay. They're still playing for something. They're going to find a way to gut it out and win.
Yeah, I think.
I like everything the Panthers are doing. If it wasn't for some fluky plays, the Buccaneers probably wouldn't have lost against the Cowboys.
No.
But the Bucs are the better team. Divisional game, whatever. Bucs win.
I agree. Yeah, I think it'll be close. Like the first game was really, really good. That was our whole cash out thing. I don't want to relive that sad moment. Yeah, I think Tampa will do just enough to win. It's in Tampa this time. So yeah, that's it. Next game. This one's tough. This one's really, really tough. Tennessee Titans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the over-under, I think, is more important. How many fans are actually going to be in attendance for this game?
Where is it at? Is it at Tennessee or is it in Jacksonville? Oh, man. Do you think they get 25 fans in there?
Realistically, I'm thinking, is it 10,000? You think 10,000?
It is sad, and you will see it if you pay attention to this game. If you actually sit there and watch this game, they will actually pan up where you see the stands a couple times, where you'll see so many empty seats.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine a lot of people are going to be Sunday, and it's in Jacksonville at 11. So it's going to be a noon game.
Unless you are betting on this game, or unless you have some kind of a fantasy championship on the line that is affected by this game, there's no reason to watch this game. I would rather do anything in the world than watch this game.
Who do you pick?
But all that being said,
Tennessee?
Jacksonville wins.
You think? I don't know. I mean, this game stinks.
Jacksonville's a better team than Tennessee. Mac Jones is still trying to play for his NFL future. They have a very talented number one receiver.
Didn't Jacksonville have like the number one ranked defense like earlier this
5
month?
years ago, like 5 or 6 years ago.
With Jacksonville.
You go. I would say we go the under 2, but I mean
I might,
these
I don't
defenses
know.
aren't
I might stay
these
away
defenses
from,
aren't great.
yeah, I might just even stay away from this one. But we'll go with Jacksonville for the parlay though. When we'll stay consistent here. All right, the next one we got your Las Vegas Raiders. How was last Sunday? Finally winning a game, going
The
against
Raiders have just effed themselves by winning that game.
yeah.
Do we want a quarterback? Do we want to be a better team? Apparently, the answer is no. We don't. Let's not get a quarterback. Let's stay mediocre.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Anyways, you were saying you were introducing us to the game. The Raiders against who you were saying?
The New Orleans Saints, two stinker
Hmm.
teams. The Derek
A game-
Carr
a game-
revenge game.
A game that previously would have been the Derek Carr revenge game. I don't think he plays
That's
in this
true.
game still. But
They have a good defense, but they have nobody on offense.
fucking put the under in this game, I would say.
Okay.
Either that or probably the Raiders. I don't know. I have no. Both teams
Tough.
suck.
Yeah. This is another one, like, unless you're just a diehard Raiders fan or you're a diehard Saints fan, probably not going to watch. Like, I know you'll be tuned in. I can promise you I will not be.
If for some reason Carr plays, Saints win.
I agree. I
If
agree.
if Carr doesn't play, then I would take the under in this game. Whatever the under is, I don't care. All right. So that
Next game, we have the Miami Dolphins versus the Cleveland Browns. Miami coming off a good win last week. They're still fighting for a playoff spot, I believe. I don't think they're in right now, but they are fighting. They are still alive. Cleveland not alive. Cleveland's dead. They're DE.
they are.
dead.
I checked. There was
It's
no pulse.
Well, it's in Cleveland, so it could be cold, and I know Miami doesn't play well in the cold, but barring a blizzard, I think Miami wins a pretty uninspiring game. So
You are probably correct. Browns have nothing to play for. They're running out of talent, and that's being nicely. They're not going to get better anytime soon either because they're still stuck with Deshaun Watson for another couple years with that contract. So Browns lose this one. Dolphins win.
all right, next game. We have the Green Bay Packers versus the Minnesota Vikings. Big time matchup. Division, playoff implication. Since 2019, that is the last time that one of these teams have swept each other. The Vikings won the first game in Lambeau, which is exactly what they did in 23, 20. I think it was in 22, 21, and 20. They won those games. Green Bay will win it in Minnesota. I'm sticking with that. I think Green Bay gets the job done. I think it's going to be a good game, but I am picking Green Bay to beat Minnesota.
I do agree with you that Minnesota wins this game. I think they're the more talented team.
You said Minnesota wins?
Oh, no. Did I say that? No, I'm sorry. I do agree with you that Green Bay wins this game. I think they're the more talented team. Better quarterback, better overall defense. I believe that Jair Alexander's back and everything like that now.
Yep.
Yeah, it should be a fun game. It should be a close one. It's pretty much a toss up to be honest. Like I don't think it's gonna be a blowout by any means.
No, I
But
don't
if I had to pick between, even though Jordan Love does turn the ball over like he's Brett Favre,
Hey, he has since Toyotathon. Jordan Love is still intact right now. He is not turning the ball over. He is playing great football. So
I don't know. Sometimes he reminds me of sending dick pics, Brett Favre.
hey, let's not get into some revisionist history here. That's 3-time MVP Brett Favre, Super Bowl winner, 2-time NFC Championship winner Brett Favre. So let's cool down on the Brett Favre used to turn the ball over. Favre.
I don't know how much better he is right now than the other guy, Aaron Rodgers, doing ayahuasca. Can't even remember if he's a quarterback in the NFL anymore, what team he plays for.
Hey, listen, Jordan Love is fantastic, and Brett Favre is the most underrated quarterback in NFL history. I stand on it. Moving on.
The only thing underrated about Brett Favre, number one, is people underrate the amount of interceptions that guy threw. All right, do we want to move on now?
Brett Favre was amazing. Brett Favre was absolutely amazing. Moving on. We got the Atlanta Falcons versus the Washington Commanders. This would be an interesting one.
Brett Favre.
Michael
Brett Favre
Pittman,
was an amazing photographer of his penis.
very much so. And that lady should have been very happy that she even got to see Brett Favre's wiener. Atlanta Falcons actually having to have Michael Penix play a real NFL team this weekend. He gotta play the Giants. A good start. Now we're getting into some serious business. Atlanta looked good, but did they look good or did the Giants just look bad? I'm going to stick with the Giants just look bad. I think that Dan Quinn is going to have a lot more to show Michael Penix than the Giants had to offer. I'm thinking Washington's they're going to keep rolling.
I think Atlanta wins. I think the only thing that was holding Atlanta back before was the quarterback. I think this will be a fun, high-scoring game that Atlanta will pull off because they have
going to do the over.
more talented. I'm not saying they have the better quarterback, but I think they have more overall talent.
Because it makes me kind of wonder if Washington is kind of one of those teams that I think like Minnesota. Because I don't know how good Minnesota actually is. They're just kind of surprisingly winning a lot of these games. So I feel like it's kind of like a year too early for them to like actually. Because I don't think anybody thinks Washington's going to win the Super Bowl this year. They very easily get the playoffs, and I don't really think I don't see the Vikings actually winning the Super Bowl this year. I feel like they're kind of in the same boat. I don't know. I just think Washington. It's in Washington. They're coming off that big win. Although maybe if you come off that big win,
but that big win was also a divisional game.
The Falcons are so confusing though. You know.
I think they're fans. I think they're transitioning to being a good team.
This is the Sunday Night Football game. All right, I could go with you. I could go with Atlanta.
I mean, we don't have to. We can.
I just don't know. I wouldn't bet this one, but if I had to pick a team, I think Washington's going to win.
You know what? We can split it up this week. We can go Robert's parlay. We can go Bryce's parlay.
Let's see who wins. I dig it. All right. Then we got the Monday night game, I believe. We got Detroit versus San Francisco. The rematch of the NFC Championship last year. I think Detroit's going to really put it on San Francisco.
Where's the game at?
San Francisco.
Man, because I feel like this is just one of those things where we just saw the 49ers look bad a couple weeks in a row, and we know that Detroit is banged up, even though they're still playing good. I hate the 49ers.
They're losing to Miami, who I think at this point is kind of shown that they're kind of like a soft team. And San Francisco used to bully people. That was their brand of football, is they would just bully people. And they couldn't do that to Miami. God, they're not going to be able to do that to Detroit. Like, Detroit might put up like 45.
All right, Lions win.
All right, so that concludes the week. Now, since it's Monday, we don't have lines for the Cowboys-Eagles game, and we don't have for the Broncos-Bengals game. However, all right, here, we'll do this, though. So without those two games, if we went with Atlanta, like you were talking about, to win the game, that $10 would win you $10,419. But if you put for Washington, like I think Washington's going to win, apparently Vegas thinks so too, that brings you to $5,891.
Boring. What are you going to do with that?
I don't know. Buy some Christmas presents.
I win $5,000. I'm not even going to tell my family about it. They're not going to get excited. No. I win $10,000. I'm going to tell everybody.
Everybody. All right, so that concludes the week, though.
Are the college games this upcoming weekend?
I think so.
Ba-da-ba-ba.
December 31st. So that's next Tuesday.
We'll get on before next Tuesday.
All
right. So yeah, everybody bet responsibly, drink irresponsibly. Remember, when in doubt, catch out.
Have a Merry Christmas, you filthy
animal.
Ho, ho, ho. I'm gonna get out of here.
I accidentally started recording again.